Yeah! Yeah! Let's go. Oh, it's going to be a fun stream today, Mr. Jake decided.
It's gonna be wonderful, KillJoy Fate.
That's what they call me. Welcome one and all to the Fate KillJoy Fate Jake decided stream today. We're just hanging out. We're talking a little Scream. Come on in, sit on down, grab your jar of pickles, and let's do this thing. So
Just do it.
Just do it. Oh, yes.
We here,
man. We kind of just decided to. We didn't set up the stream all that well, but we're here. Here we are.
We're super behind. It doesn't matter. Nonetheless, we're here, and that's all that matters. And it's just you and I today, and we're gonna make it go. We're gonna make it go. People are popping in. It's a glorious day.
There we go.
Yeah. So good starting point is I haven't made a video about it today yet, but did you see the McKinsey, the headline thing that's in that poster?
Yeah, kind of giving us some confirmation as to what the heck's going on in this opening, which is pretty exciting. Some good stuff.
Do we think that like the going rumor for like months has been the whole Liv McKinsey's sister is Samara Weaving's character? Is that confirmation? What do you think? Do you think that that's like our confirmation that that's the direction they're going to go?
That very well could be it. I'm like, I don't hate the idea. It's not like the worst thing ever. I don't think everything needs to connect. You know, that's, you guys know I think you know my opinion on that. But if they want to do that, cool. I'm here for it. I do want to say hi to a few people in the chat just real quick though. What's up, Cody Ghostface? How's it going? First, love it. Bipolar's here too, saying hey, howdy, hey. What's up? What's up? Happy Friday.
What's up?
Jordy is here too. What's up? What's up? Wayne Turner saying it's 10:04 a.m. here on Saturday. Oh, already starting a Saturday over in Australia. Man of the future. Everyone knows Australians can time travel, so that's pretty that's pretty awesome. What if Sam is a ghost face, but she has no clue she's one? That would be pretty wild, Cody.
We can get in that. We get in that next because keep it in segments.
I do want to finish this thought because I have a lot to say. I just want to say hi to a few people real quick first. Of course. Carrie is here too, saying who are these two jokers? We're twinsies.
We are. We're twinsies. We both got our Scream shirts. We're both white. We both wear glasses. And we both have hats. I mean, come on, America.
America. Oh my God.
How are you canceled?
Yeah, banned. Done. Night Owl is here. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Welcome, welcome. Edge Brown is saying, I think Samara is being pushed so hard as the opening. I think she's Ghostface. I really think she's the opening, man. I
think it's as straightforward as it is.
I know. I want her to be Ghostface. I really do. But I really think she's I really think she's our opening kill here. Nathan Mills is saying, yo, 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 what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Brandon's here saying, would you guys like the idea of a Scream film being in the style of Wes Craven's New Nightmare? Yes. I say yes.
I wouldn't mind it. Depends on how it's done, though. But.
Right. It all depends on that, for sure. Jonathan Brake, Richard Brake's nephew, is here. Hello. Totally kidding. Lisa is here saying, hi, everyone. It's another exciting night at the grocery store. Yeah!
I just came back from the grocery store. Nice.
Oh, yeah, little grocery adventures.
And I got me some taquero Taco Bell.
Nice, man. Good stuff, good stuff.
Nothing's better than Taco Bell. Taco Bell is heaven.
Dude, it used to be so cheap, and it's still pretty cheap though.
I'll go bankrupt. I would go bankrupt over Taco Bell. I keep their lights on.
You keep the light. Nice.
I do.
Nice, man.
I do.
Austin is here saying won't be able to catch the start of your stream. Is it just you two today? Yes, it is. It is just us today. We're holding down the fort.
The two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
We'd probably start smooching.
Oh, if he was here, we'd definitely be making out.
Yeah, I mean for sure. Yeah, without
somebody's got to make money around here.
Someone's got to make the money. Listen, someone's got to put food on the table. Dolo is saying, how do you guys feel about the 3D aspect? Fade, how do you feel about it? Are you excited for that?
I mean, it's a fun little gimmick. Will I watch it in 3D? No. I want to watch the actual movie. Maybe after I've seen it a couple times, maybe I'll watch it just to check it out. But I think it's more of just like a gimmick thing. I think most people will watch it regularly. I hope this movie isn't filmed for 3D though.
Oh God, no, it
I
can't.
really
It
hope it's
can't
not
be.
because that sucks.
Yeah.
When like if you've ever watched like a 3D movie and it's like and it's just not it's just like everything just looks off because they're trying to make it look 3D, but you're not watching in 3D. I really hope that's not the case.
Yeah, same. I totally agree. This feels like a last minute, like, hey, let's do this thing. You know, that might be fun in 3D. So I hope that's oddly, I hope that's the case, you know?
Yeah, I hope it's just a gimmick. That's my hope, or at least. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
great question.
Good stuff. Good stuff, though. Maverick Media is also here. Yo, yo, yo. What's up?
What is
Welcome.
up?
Denise is here, too. What's up? What's up? And another Austin saying, could the killer be Vince? Hence the McKenzie family being targeted. Liv McKenzie from Scream 5. Okay, so yeah, let's just get into
let's dive into it.
Big collective hello to everyone who's just coming in, by the way. We'll be responding to some more comments, but we do want to get a few things out of the way, some new things coming up. So Fate, let's continue that conversation we were just having a minute ago, though.
Yes, let us. So I think the idea of like Liv McKenzie because again that was something that was rumored and reported since like the announcement of Samara Weaving. And it wasn't even that like it wasn't the rumors didn't start because somebody would like leak some information. It was just there was a lot of people that were like they look very similar. So what if she's that? And then that just kind of developed into its own thing, and this like snowball effect happened. And here we are. And now we get this poster today, and attached to the poster is this like news headline, and it says McKenzie family murdered or something like that.
Yeah.
So couple things to that. One, you could go the route of like Samara Weaving is Liv's sister, and that's why she doesn't have a last name. It's just Laura. Maybe it's Laura McKenzie. The other way I see that going is that like because it says family murder. Are the McKenzies? Is that like a report from when like Liv and maybe her family got killed too in that process? Because it doesn't say sister of Liv or something like that, or it says family murdered, although they may be lumping those two together. The other alternative, which I actually think could make a lot of sense, I know how you say her name, Liana Liberato,
Liana or something.
Yeah, Liana, something like that.
Close enough.
Rumors are that that's Dermot Mulroney's daughter. What if it's not? What if it is Samara Weaving and Liv? We never got to see Liv's dad, right? Like we never saw, and we've never seen the McKenzies. Like in Scream 96, you saw them say, "Oh, go to the McKenzies and get some help, run on down to the McKenzies." But like, so what if like Dermot Mulroney is like the dad or the uncle or something like that to the McKenzies? And because I mean, we know Dermot Mulroney said the reason I get involved, my character gets involved, is because my daughter was killed. Well, that could be Samara Weaving, or it could be Liv.
I will say we do know that Quinn, Liana Liberato's character, shares a last name with Dermot Mulroney, so we do know that. But that could be a possibility as well. I could see that being the case. Because like me right now, how I have it in my mind is that like maybe it's gonna be Samara Weaving as our opening kill. But the thing about it is it says family. That's the thing that's perplexing me. It's like what is the family element to this? Like is it because if it's just another member of the McKenzie family getting murdered here, like let's say Samara is Liv's sister, that's not the whole family dying. You know what I mean? That's like what different murder cases years apart. So I feel like there's more to this opening scene than we think, even if we have guessed who are the main actress is in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely could see. Because that's the only thing that throws me off too is the whole like family. I got family.
This is actually going to be Fast and Furious 10. That's what y'all don't know.
This is with family. But no, I mean in reality, like that's the thing that throws me off too is the whole family thing. Because like I mean you're right. Yeah, like okay, Liv died a year ago, and now you have let's say Samara Weaving's character Laura. She dies in the opening. Okay, that's not like the family. Like I could understand if it said like sisters, sisters killed in Ghostface, spree over a year or whatever, like something like that. Okay, cool, that makes sense. Like I get it, but this, it's I don't know, it's just a little odd. Like the family aspect kind of makes me go, huh? Like it's perplexing, perplexing.
I totally agree, and Austin brings up a good point here too, saying the Mackenzies were like linked to the Beckers in the original Scream 1996. Yes, they were the neighbors. They reference the Becker like parents. They reference them in the opening scene of the original Scream from 1996, and yeah, there's no confirmation that Liv Mackenzie is part of that same clan. I feel like it's more just like,
Yeah,
yeah, sure, she is. You
she's
know
a
what I mean?
Mackenzie. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So do you think that's could we be meeting the rest of the family in this opening scene? Is that maybe
Yeah,
the
that,
thing that we don't know yet?
I mean, that could be something. Well, so again, and we don't know this for sure, but according to viewer Anon, Samara Weaving's character is a professor. So what if she's getting, or it says that she makes her, the way he phrased it is like, she make, I can't tell you much, but she makes her money as a professor, as a college professor in like film theory or something. So
Hmm.
clearly there's something, like if that's true, something gets established with her. It's not going to be just like phone rings, she's there, she dies, right? It's got to be like there's got to be context throughout that scene to where we'll know, okay, she's a professor. Okay, so there's that. So like maybe it's something like that, like the alleyway. Who's like we're going on the assumption that it's an apartment alleyway because it looks like that. What if it's the alleyway to like a theater or something? Because she is in that dress, right? So
Yeah.
like, what if she's getting like, what if the movie starts and she's getting like an award as a film professor or something, or she's teaching this class and her family's there, right? And she goes outside to go, she gets a phone call or something, goes outside to go check. She ends up getting killed. The family's looking for her, and then they end up getting killed. Like that could be gotta go. Like, what if the opening scene is
Oh.
like, what if the opening scene is like 5 deaths and it's just like the Mackenzie family?
Oh, just a massive. What a great way to. What a
Massacre.
great. Yeah, massacre right at the beginning. Great tone setter for what's
Yeah.
feeling like dark Scream, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Ooh, I'm feeling that. Because, man, I love when an opening scene can put you in an immediate, like, terrified position. Like, the first time I saw It 2017 terrified me right out the gate. Like, the opening scene to that is fucking terrifying. It's so well done, it's so well crafted. If we can do something like that here in Scream 6, anything that comes after that, I'm going to be immediately a little more jumpy. You know what I mean? If you're going to terrify me in the first 10 minutes. So
Well,
I
that's
would
the.
yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say is that like I would. I mean, the whole point of the opening scene is to set the tone, establish the film, give you an idea. Like every Scream movie has done that. And the thing is, too, is like this Scream movie looks like it's going to be. I don't know if this Scream movie is going to be so like cut and dry opening scene, right? Like usually the opening scene is like it's almost like its own entity away from the movie. You have like the opening scene establishment, like for the most part. The Tara one, that one tied more into the movie. But like think of all the other ones. Like Cotton, his scene was kind of cut and dry. He was it tied into like Roman looking for Sydney, but like there was no significance in Cotton's death. Scream 4, you had the two girls. I don't remember their names off the top of my head, which is why I don't like Scream 4 because I don't remember because it just they were pointless. Like it's just like one of the girls was the one that slept with Trevor. Like that was the only tie-in and connection to that. But
Yeah,
that
was a little
that was cut and dry. Scream 2, you had Phil and Marines in that as Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett Smith. Their scene was very cut and dry. But I mean, and their tie-in, yes, was like their names, right? When Gail's trying to figure it out. But again, kind of this cut and dry scene. And then 96, same thing. Casey Becker, you do find out that she dated Stu. But again, it's its own thing. Like every Scream movie has been its own, like the opening scene, yes, it establishes, it sets the tone of the film, but it is its own thing. I kind of feel like Scream, based on like what like Radio Silence said, what the rumors are, that this is going to kind of be like its own thing. Like I don't know how cut and dry it's gonna be. I do think we get like the title card, where Ghostface like goes to kill somebody and then it cuts away. Like I do think we get that, but I don't think it's gonna be. It might not be one of those things where it's that and then it immediately jumps to like Sydney at a computer or like Sam like at the bowling alley sitting down like like every Scream movie does. I think it might just be like this person dies, title card, and then like it just continues and picks up. And like
Oh.
the fire department or the
Yeah,
police.
because we usually get like a break in the action. We introduce the characters. We don't really have to do that as much this time because like our main characters are familiar. You know what I mean? They're coming back from the last movie. We gotta say, we gotta talk about some of the new characters. So maybe we have a scene where everyone comes in and kind of talks, and there's this moment of peace before the big storm. But nothing like what we've gotten in the past, where there's like a good 20 minutes of exposition and chilling out. With these characters, different scenes setting up things for the future. I feel like we are gonna get right into it here because they've been teasing this faster pace. I could see, and they said like most of it takes place on one night, which is insane. I'm like, what is this movie about to be?
What I'm saying.
I'm so excited.
If that happens, there can't be much downtime because it all happens one night. So that means the opening scene happens, and within X amount of hours in the night, which is going to be minutes in the film, Sam and Tara are going to find out about Ghostface back. And they're going to end up fighting. Like, the only thing that I could maybe see happening is, like, I could see them maybe having the cut, right? The Ghostface slash. And then I could see the movie picking up with Sam talking to the therapist.
That makes sense. That could be our first scene, and then it kind of gets going from there.
And then it gets going. She comes out of the therapy place. She meets up with Tara. Her and Tara are walking, and then they see the police sirens and everything, which we got a photo of. They walk up like, what is going on? They see the body bag, and they know Ghostface is there. And it's just bam, 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 bam. You get this like 2-minute scene after the opening scene death. You get this 2-minute scene where, Sam's sitting there talking to her therapist. She's like, I have this darkness in me, and it's followed me here, and blah, 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 blah. And kind of foreshadowing that Ghostface is back. She doesn't know it yet, but it foreshadowing that. And then, boom, she comes back. She gets there, and it's like, oh, no, I was right. It did follow me.
And I'm fine with that because like then we're just getting right into the story because I don't think we don't need to spend this whole because like I've seen people say things like, oh, we got to have a scene where they're leaving Woodsboro and packing up for college. No, we don't. We can there's a lot of things we can skip and just get right into the action. I'm glad we're doing that because I'm much more interested in seeing like really cool New York set pieces, chase scenes through the subway and through different apartment buildings and stuff, high-rise buildings. It seems like that's what the majority of the movie is, and I'm glad it's focused and not so like, oh, we got to show these things are happening for our characters. Too many requels like to like just keep telling the story, and like you don't need to start your story right where it starts. You can start it a little more into it so that we're just seeing the interesting parts, if that makes sense. Denisha has a pretty interesting question, though, to kind of shift topics here. Jake and Fate, what do you think about the ladder scene when they go across? The editing of it shows Mindy at first, and then sometimes it's like Anika's character. Who do we think dies in that scene? Fate, what do you think?
Really curious because it does. Like, so there's the one shot where Anika's standing in the ladder area, and then there's another shot where it's Ghostface, and it looks like Ghostface just took out Anika. Is that like a clue that Anika's Ghostface? Maybe, but no. I wonder. It has to be two different shots. It has to be. Although they did the same thing in Scream 5's trailer. Remember with Billy? She sees Ghostface in the mirror, and it wasn't Ghostface; it was Billy.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they just edited Ghostface over for a reason. Maybe it's somebody else and they just want us to, maybe it's a character we're going to find out or something. Or maybe it is Anika and, she gets stabbed or something. They just don't want to show that as she's like walking across. Maybe she gets stabbed, gets on the ladder, starts trying to sprint across, and Ghostface starts tilting it and she falls off and dies. Because, you get enough to know she falls off that ladder and dies. So
somebody has to, man,
Yeah,
like
it has to. Well, the thing is that, so it's either Mindy or it's Anika, clearly. So it's one of those two. If it was Mindy, that'd be crazy. Imagine that's how Mindy dies.
Dude.
Like,
that'd be vicious too. And like to have a character of that caliber die in a scene like that, it would be really shocking, I think. But
yeah, she's trying to go. She like just is about to get to the end, and Ghostface tilts the thing, and she falls, and like Chad's got to like watch his sister die.
Yeah, dude, that's vicious, man.
That
Oh,
could be that could be a rough scene. It's got to be it's got to be two separate filmings though. Like it has to because I mean, I guess technically not because Mindy probably gets across. At least that shot with Ghostface and Anika, that has to be two separate things. Either they just layered Ghostface over her like they did with Billy in the trailer, or it's two separate shots. Like I said, Mindy gets across, thinks Anika's dead. Anika gets up, starts walking across the ladder. Ghostface pops up because I could see that like Ghostface is like, I'm not going to get on that ladder. So Ghostface pops up, maybe toys with Mindy a little bit. Mindy gets across. Then you go and Ghostface starts walking away. Anika gets up because she thinks Ghostface is gone, starts coming across the ladder, and then boom, here comes Ghostface back in. She's like halfway across, walks up, ladder starts shaking, and then boom, she dies. That's the only way I see that making sense. Like that
yeah.
it's two separate shots, like I said.
Okay, Greg makes a hilarious point here, which
That would be
I'm going
hilarious.
to tell you right now, I would not hate this at all. Saying, I think whoever falls off the ladder falls on Samara Weaving and they both die splat. Okay, hear me out on 1 second, because Greg, I love this. That would be insane. Imagine the opening scene, right? It's Samara Weaving. She gets a phone call. She's walking around with all that garbage and stuff, and she's like, I don't want to answer your stupid questions about scary movies. If Samara Weaving is watching this, that was a terrible impression. I'm so sorry. But let's say she walks outside and she looks up and it cuts to a title card. How disappointing would that be? Oh, dang it. 30 minutes into the movie. we get this scene and then it cuts to Samara Weaving. She walks outside. You don't hear the conversation. You've already heard it. Fucking Mindy falls off or whatever, and they both crack their skulls on each other and they both just die. Dude, I would be losing my mind. Like, I would be going completely insane if they did something like that. Because it would be like, the disappointment. And then the immediate, like, 30 minutes later, what? I'd be losing my mind.
Dun, dun, dun. Splat.
2 splats. 2 for 1, baby.
And then we get the splat bubble. Like in comic books, splat. She falls and you get the cartoon splat bubble.
It's ridiculous, but that's so fucking that would be amazing. I would not expect that at all.
Do it. I agree with you, Killjoy Fate.
I agree with you, Jake decided. or Killjoy Jeremy, as I should say. Right.
If you haven't seen my movie, go check out Red Right Hand over on KillJoy Jake.
It was pretty ass, bro.
Hey, it is what it is. It's a shit movie, but I made it on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, who makes movies for $5,000? What an idiot. Carrie's here saying that sounds a little cartoony for me, but hey, it would be great for 3D. You want to talk about making things for 3D?
All the blood and everything and the splat, and you just have like her body coming towards you, and then the splat just comes up.
Oh my god, Mindy like falling at you in 3D, and then she splats on the concrete. That'd be insane, man. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie, if Mindy doesn't die in a 1v1 Ghostface challenge with Kirby, then I don't think you can kill Mindy. Like you
That's
have
fair.
to. Like you have to. Like you have two characters that are basically cut from the same cloth. You got to have them have a showdown against each other, and then the winner walks, the loser dies.
So
you know what would be crazy though, and this could be a transition to our next segment. So what would be crazy is that if Kirby is Ghostface, and she and Mindy have this like 1v1, maybe Kirby already knows all the answers because she's the accomplice to Ghostface. So she already knows. So like maybe they're this like crazy obscure questions that like no one should know, but Kirby knows all the answers because they've already researched it. So like, Mindy's like, it's a question of like, who was the first person ever to die on film? Like da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, how am I supposed to know that? And it's like, Kirby's like, it's whatever, Walter, whatever, in 1933. And she's like, how do you know that? Like, that would be just like, that'd be a dope scene. And then at the very end, Mindy gets slaughtered. You see her, Ghostface just kind of looks at Kirby. Kirby's like, oh, we think like, oh, it can't be Kirby. And then at the end, boom, it's Kirby. And it's like, yeah, I knew all the answers. That's why.
Dude, like, a Saw style kill for both of them where they have to like outwit each other with horror
Yeah,
movie knowledge. Like it's like, oh, they're tied up in chairs. Ghostface is gonna kill them. Whoever gets the next wrong answer or something like that. To me, that's like I feel like I've been waiting for that scene since I watched the original Scream, like something like that. And now you have two of your Randy characters in
yeah,
this movie. I mean, perfect time to do something like that. It doesn't have to be exactly what I just said, but something
yeah,
along those lines where they're like kind of competing a little bit and they're like, oh, fuck you. I'm going to win.
yeah.
I'm staying alive. Screw this.
That's
That
what
could
I'm
be
saying.
insane.
I
Yeah.
think that'd be a missed opportunity if that doesn't happen. But what do you think of the betting odds?
The
Have you
what?
seen the betting odds? What do you think? Have you seen the
Oh,
betting
the
odds?
betting odds. Yeah. I saw that like Gale is way up there, which is shocking to me. Like, I was like, what?
No, so Gale's an underdog.
Gale's an
So
underdog? Okay, let me pull this up because I haven't.
so so
That was the only
Gale
thing I remember from it.
so Gale is plus. So the way sports betting works is minus means you have to pay that much in order to win. So like think of it in hundreds because that's how sports books work. So for example, if you see something that says minus 500, the minus 500 means you have to pay 500 to win 100. So that means that's the biggest favorite. They're the favorite
Oh,
to win. The
oh, did not know
500
that.
plus 500 means you have to give 100 to win 500. So Gale is the least likely to be Ghostface.
I thought okay, I
Um,
read that the other way around then. Never
yeah,
mind.
so Gale is the least likely to become Ghostface. The What's really interesting is Kirby and Sam are like number 2 and 3 on that.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
gotta
throw this up on screen so everyone
Okay, I was
can
gonna say
see
I gotta pull it
yeah.
up I gotta pull it up myself because I was gonna say like yeah, like if you look at it. So here, I'll wait for you to pull it up on screen.
Almost
So
there.
yeah, which is no, it's fine. But that's what I think is crazy. Anika's character, Gail, Mindy, and Chad are like the ones that are least likely. So yeah. So look. So as you see, least favorite is Gail at plus 520. So that means Gail is the least likely to be Ghostface. Second behind Gail is Mindy at plus 510. So that means
Wow.
they're saying Gail and Mindy have no chance. I actually think Mindy could make a lot of sense, especially with like the deleted scene that you had in Scream 5. Her just like, like just laying there and playing dead the whole time. You could make a huge argument for Mindy. Next is Chad at plus 465, which I don't think he's going to be Ghostface because I think he's going to be the new Dewey, right?
Yeah.
Then you
Yes.
have, then you have Quinn at plus 235, and then you have Laura at plus 200. So basically saying that like they most likely that like the only way that they're going to be Ghostface is if it's a fake out death. Anika, no chance. And then
Yeah.
you start getting into the minuses. Tara's interesting because Tara's a plus 200, which means that's basically almost even money that Tara's going to be Ghostface. So they're saying that there's a very high chance Tara is going to be Ghostface in this movie, which I think is interesting. But then Detective Bailey is even money at minus 100. So minus 100 just means you pay 100 to win 100. So that's even money. You always get your money back too, though. Again, just for people that are watching, you can't actually bet on these. It's just fun. They did this for Scream 5 too. But yeah, just for people knowing, because I know a lot of people have gambling addictions like myself, and I would love to bet on this stuff, but you can't bet on it. But then we start getting into like the most likely to be Ghostface, and number one is Jason at minus 575. That's Spider-Man, right?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're going off of names here. Like they're thinking Jason because it's New York and it's a slasher movie.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be him. I'm
it
telling
makes
you
no.
that
We
right now.
see him dead in a tub.
Yeah, yeah. We
So
see him dead. It's not gonna be him.
yeah, so Jason makes 0 sense. And then besides Jason, then you have Danny, which that's who Jake thinks is, and I actually agree with him, but that's who he thinks is most likely to be Ghostface.
Yes.
So you have Jason and Danny as like big favorites, but the top two, let's go top three. The top three most likely to be Ghostface in order is Jason, Kirby, and Sam.
Wow. That's
So
okay. That's shocking, man.
yeah. So Jason is minus 575, which means he's the largest favorite. Kirby's minus 500, which means she's the second largest favorite. And then Sam is minus 450, which makes her the third largest. That is crazy. So they are saying that like those three have the most likelihood of being Ghostface in this film. I wonder what they use that for. Because usually it's on data. Usually it's on information that's out there and they piece it together. Although it is just a fun, it's not like you can't really bet on it. It's just for fun. So I wonder if the studio, like if the studio told MGM, like, hey, make these three characters. Like if because usually the sports books, they have line makers and stuff that are making all of the lines for characters and or not for characters, for betting sports, right? So you have the line makers that make it based on statistics and numbers and math and all things like that. There is none of that. So I wonder how much of it is just like the sports books actually like getting information and trying to use the most educated guess, or how much of this is like the studio saying, hey, just make them the killer. Because I think Richie, if I'm not mistaken, Richie was like a big underdog to be Ghostface. Amber, I think, was up there, and I'm trying to remember who it was that was number one. I don't remember off the top of my head because it was a while ago, but I know it was somebody like, it was like Vince, I think, or something. He died in the very beginning. Yeah. So
I was, I'm pretty dead set on Danny. Just because, I mean, like, listen, the name, it's right there in the name. I feel like if you're gonna make a badass Ghostface, why not reference an already established badass Ghostface in the video game? I'm like, there you go. There's your reference in the name. It's got a Halloween last name, and he's also played a hooded psychopath on another show. It just.
Perfect.
It's gonna be him. I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm pretty sold. I'm pretty sold on Josh Segarra, but I think there's gonna be more to it than just he's the killer. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a very different type of killer, and that to me is what's gonna be exciting. It's not gonna be the reveal. It's gonna be his motivation and what he does throughout the runtime of the film. So instead of just having little 5 seconds of joy, it's gonna be the whole movie is gonna be joy and different and joyous.
Well, we do see that one scene with Ghostface and Jason Segura's character, he's there. But in the ladder scene, right?
That's not the cracked face Ghostface, if I remember though.
It's the ladder scene. Is the ladder scene cracked face Ghostface?
I think it's regular Ghostface because you only get to see him when he comes out, comes around and he like drops his knife into
I have no doubts. I really believe Danny is too.
So I don't know if that's it. I gotta find I have a screenshot somewhere, but. Yeah, I'll have to find it.
I absolutely agree and think that it's very likely that it's Danny also. And look, just because Danny's wearing the cracked mask doesn't mean that somebody else can't. Does he own the rights to the cracked mask? Is this your Bush?
He's crack face, bro. My man's crack face.
I have the screenshot like with the Anika one that I'm looking at right now, but you can't tell. It's too like far away.
The one. It shows you him like really quickly, and he like throws the knife down. I'm like 90% sure it's just the regular white mask.
I mean, you may be right. You may be spot on.
But then, yeah, Carrie makes a good point. It is the cracked mask Ghostface in the bodega. We see it a few other times too, and I also feel like there's a lot of misdirection in the trailer. They kind of make it seem like some scenes are the same and some I don't think they are. Like this whole sequence I'm feeling is not the same as like the ladder thing. Like I'm trying to find, there's another good picture that I'm like, it's like all of them all hanging out, sitting together, and they're looking at the door or whatever. It looks over and like you can see light outside from the door, and it's nighttime when they're going and crossing the ladder. So I think those are two different scenes. I wish I could, once again, I just don't have those screenshots.
I wonder how many because like even the scene with the ladder, like when Ghostface shows up, like, and granted, it could just be he's a good actor. I mean, the Danny in the movie, but like Danny looks like genuinely surprised. Like, there's that one scene in one of the more recent trailers that you see Ghostface, and then you see Danny, Josh Segura's character. You see him, and he's like, "What?" The like, almost like, "Oh," like, which makes me go like, so if he is Ghostface, either he had a really good reaction and he's playing dumb really well, you know, or he's just genuinely like surprised that like, wait a minute, like I'm Ghostface, and so who the hell is that? You know what I mean?
It could be our dueling Ghostface theory that's been
yeah,
going
that's something
around.
that people have wanted for a long time. Now, granted, again, it could just be a good accomplice, right? I mean, like, look at, think of your favorite line ever. Holy shit, it's Ghostface! Like,
Yeah, right.
that was
Like
good acting, but
that's
uh,
so funny though, man.
yeah,
Cody said he sent $1 to
yeah.
Cash App, by
I
the
was
way.
trying to let us finish the segment because for everyone, just because we should have said this in the beginning. We're gonna start breaking down the Friday stream into segments, so we can start getting clips up, so we can try to grow this channel faster and better. So super chats and stuff, we're gonna actually we're gonna finish our thoughts because usually we'll we'll be in the middle of a thought and then we'll cut over to a super chat because we want to get to your super chats right away. Um, we're going to start actually finishing segments so that way we can start cutting them and putting clips because we're not growing this channel very fast and we need to grow this channel fast enough. Otherwise, it's kind of getting to the point where it doesn't really make sense for any of us. And, we don't want to stop doing the collective, but it has to make sense for us. We have to make money to justify doing it. So the way we want to do it is start doing clips. So we want to actually start breaking like live streams down into segments so that way it makes it easier for us to just clip it. We can just take this minute to this minute clip, boom, upload a video. So yes, I did get your thing, which I'll talk about right now since we
And thank you,
middle
Cody.
yeah, and thank you. We really appreciate it. But yeah, trust me, we'll get to everyone's super chats, stuff like that. We got another one from Jennifer. Believe me, we see it. But just wanted to give everyone a heads up, just so everyone knows. If you give super chats, trust us, we're going to get to them. Just we want to finish. We want to start making the stream more structured because it's kind of all over the place and it makes it impossible to do clips. Because right in the middle of that, or it takes 2 hours to edit it because we got to keep cutting out stuff. So we want to make it more simple. But Cody said, when do you think Kirby will come in? Act 1, 2, or 3? What are your thoughts, Jake?
I'm gonna say Act 2. I do agree. I don't think she's gonna be there the whole time. Because I remember someone saying that I can't remember who, but it was announced that she would have a more limited presence in the film.
Hmm?
I was kind of I'm not gonna lie, when she got announced, I was expecting that. I was kind of
I
expecting
was
that to be the case. So yeah, I'm saying second act. Maybe I could see us following Gail for a while in the film too, and then maybe she comes out and is with Gail or something, middle of the movie. Because I'm not imagining that this whole movie is gonna be like a chase scene, where it's just fast paced the whole time. We are gonna have little breaks, I think, with the characters where there's not a ghost face running around trying to murder somebody, but I think those scenes will be few and far between, but they still will be there, and that'll be a good time to introduce Kirby, give us a little scene with her. It'll be nice. It'll be cool.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think, I think we'll, I think we probably get Kirby middle of Act 1, if not Act 2, and then I think we'll get several doses of her. I don't think we're gonna get a big 10-minute scene with her. I think it'll be something here's a quick minute or two. Here's some quick dialogue, where she meets everybody. She's like, we have something in common. I've been hunting Ghostface killers and blah, blah, blah. This one's just different, right? You piece together through all the trailers, you basically get that entire conversation now. So I think we get that scene with that conversation. Then you get the shrine scene, and then you probably get some other little random scene, and then Kirby either lives, dies, or is Ghostface. That's probably that's probably how this will go. And then we do see Sam with Kirby's gun, so that kind of makes it either Kirby's dead and then Sam gets the gun, either Kirby gets wounded and hurt really bad, so she gives Sam the gun, or 3 is she's Ghostface and Sam gets the gun.
Kirby is I'm 90% sure she's gonna die or be oh, she's alive at the end, but you're gonna think she's dead, I think, for sure, at one point. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm pretty
I think they kill. I think they kill her. I really do. The more that like I'm
Yeah.
seeing things, the more this is going, the more I think like, damn, like she's gonna die. Like that's what this is gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be sad, but I'm okay with it personally. I think like it's gonna be cool. I'm sure Hayden is just super happy to return and probably get
Oh yeah.
covered in blood again. So if it was me, I'd be super pumped. So. But
Yeah.
Jennifer Armstrong is throwing $10 in there. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thank
that
you so much.
support. Saying just popping in to say hi and show some collective love. Have a great Friday, you two. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We here. We here. Making it happen. Making it
We
happen. Thank you.
we hell yeah. We appreciate it, Jennifer. Thank you so much for the
Yes.
big super chat. Thank you. Radioactive Cosmic Rays is actually throwing $5 in there too. Words are hard.
Thank you
Saying
so
where
much.
thank you. Saying where do you guys see the Scream IP going after Scream 7, if there is a 7? Thoughts on a Scream movie through the POV of the Ghostface killers or in another country? Fate, what do you think about that?
So I definitely think we get a Scream 7. I think I'm pretty confident that they already know they're making Scream 7. But after Scream 7, I don't know. I mean, they could either continue this. So, like, I really think they're going to keep pumping out movies. Um, because one, they had to pay for the rights to Scream. Like, even after, like, let's say Scream 6 makes like 150 million, or let's say it makes 200 million. Even if they make 200 million, I still think that they might not even be in the green. Because you got to think they probably paid 50 to 100 million to use the Scream rights to like be able to make these movies and do and use all the imagery and do all that stuff. I don't think that was cheap. That probably cost a lot of money. So, and you got to figure they spent what 25 million for the budget of Scream 5. So let's say they cost them 50 million, which I'm pretty sure it probably cost more. But let's say it was 50 million to use the rights to Scream. Then they were just then budget for this one will probably come out to be the same. So let's say 25. So you got another 50 million in marketing. So you need to make 100 million in profit just to break even. And that's not counting the budgets. So, Scream 5 was what? The budget for that one was 25 million, I think.
Yeah,
For that. So 25 million. So now you're at 125 million you have to make just to break even. And then this budget is what, 35 million, 40 million? So
I want to say it's 35. Whenever I'm making a video, I'm like, I say 30 plus because I'm not 100%.
Yeah. So I think it was 35 if I'm not mistaken. So let's say it's because I think it was 10 million more than the last budget. So let's say 35 million. So now you need to make basically 200 million just to break even. That's not counting the theaters cut. That's not counting, all the little ins and outs and stuff. So they're probably like 250 to 300 million all in right now just to break even. And so you got to figure after Scream 6, let's say Scream 6 makes 200 million. So now they've made like 350 million. After all the costs, after all the ins and outs, I bet you they're still not in the green. So Scream 7 might be their movie where it's like, okay, this is the movie where we'll finally get into the green. And I don't see them going, okay, well, now we're in the green. Let's just stop.
Yeah.
Like, I think very likely, especially if Scream 7 does really well. Now, if Scream 7, and say Scream 6 makes 150 million and Scream 7 makes like 80 million. Then they might go, okay, like let's just like clearly the trend's dying down. But if like Scream 6 makes like say 150 million, 200 million, and Scream 7 does the exact same thing, I absolutely could see them like, why would we stop? Let's keep going. Right? Like, why wouldn't you want to ride that horse as long as you can? So I could see them going 8, 9, 10 with like Sam and these characters. I think at most, I think we get 4 more movies and then we get like a couple year hiatus. So I think we get through Scream 8.
Wow.
I think we at least, like, assuming Scream 7 does well, I could see us getting through Scream 8 because I think we'll have like the 4 Sydney films that concludes like the middle of the Gap film and then the Sam trilogy, right? Because you have like Scream 5 was like the middle Gap film, was the requel film. So I could see them going, okay, like we have the first 4 that were like the Sydney story. Then we had the 5, which was the connector film. 6 picks up and it's all about the new characters and Sam. Let's do a trilogy with that. Boom, boom, boom. There's 6, 7, and 8.
So
I could see them doing that. I'm not saying that they will, but it makes sense.
Me personally, I do think that Radio Silence will do a 7. Like, yes, I totally agree with you there. I think they might get somebody else to do more movies in the future, though, because we know that Radio Silence is signed on to do an Escape from New York continuation, which I think is interesting. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with constant fresh blood, because like if you keep pumping out the same movies from the same person, you know, you're gonna run out of ideas. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't make another Scream movie after Red Right Hand. I'm good. I did it. I had fun, but I want to do something else now. I feel like Radio Silence will probably be in the same boat if they do a 7, but I totally see them doing more movies after that, because like these are not the craziest movies to write, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we could pump out another mystery every couple of years, you know what I mean? Like, hell yeah. And I'm all about it personally. I love these movies so much. There's so much fun. There's so much hype surrounding them. I'm down for an 8, 9, and 10 if we decide to do that. That would be a fucking dream come true if we did something like that. So you're speaking my language right now, Fate. That would be sick. But thoughts on a Scream movie through the POV of the Ghostface killers? You guys know my thoughts on that. Fate, I'll let you take this one too.
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, again, execution is everything, but if done in the right way, I wouldn't mind it. And I wouldn't mind like Ghostface abroad, like go, have like Ghostface, in whatever, in Germany or Europe or something, and you have it, and like they're all just like running around. Like that'd be awesome. I'd be all for that.
Dude, tropical Ghostface though, I really want to see that. I know it's ridiculously impractical, but tell me that wouldn't be cool.
Have Jack Black's character.
He plays the same character from I still know. He's like,
hey man, like,
what are you doing here, bro? What? That's so funny, man.
I want to get rich just so I can pay Jack Black to be that character for like a week for me.
Just hanging out. He's just hanging out.
Imagine if you just came over to my house and Jack Black as that character just sitting on my couch like, hey man, you're here for the movie. Like,
oh, I'd come over. Dude, I'd fly over, bro. I'd do anything I could if Jack Black was over there doing that shit. That's hilarious. Radioactive, thank you so much for the $5. We appreciate it. Thank you. And Colby's also coming in clutch with a big old super chat too. $10. Thank you, Colby. Saying happy Friday. What's up, Jake? Fake, can you say, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, we got 93 people in this live stream. If you're not subscribed to the Lethal Collective, if you haven't liked the Lethal Collective, what are you doing? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Do it now. Do it right now. Right now.
Fate's getting angry. You better do it.
Do it. Do it. Just do it.
My man's getting angry. No, I'm kidding. Love you. See, he's also saying, love you guys. Hope your Friday is awesome. Colby, you too, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. All the love. We appreciate it a whole lot.
Thank you.
That was a 10 out of 10 performance, by the way. I just got to say that was that was phenomenal.
I am who I am. Yeah.
I am who I am.
I am whatever you say I am.
Hank Hill, this is absolutely 100% factual, by the way. I will smear poop all over your walls if you post any spoilers. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
You don't want it. He's done it. He comes over to my house once a week, and he's just smearing poop all over my walls. I'm like, Jake, stop smearing poop. And he's like, no, you deserve this.
You kind of did, man. You got to stop spoiling stuff. Okay. Little bit of an overreaction, I'll admit, but don't spoil stuff. Don't do it.
Oh, I have like a side tangent. It's not Scream related, but I want to hear your thoughts. You saw Skinamarink, right?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I like it. I don't love it. I like it. How do you feel about it?
I absolutely hate that movie. That is one of the first movies that I have seen in a long time that I still haven't finished. Like, I had to turn it off. Like, I'll talk to you about it backstage because I don't want to ruin it for people that haven't seen it. But, like, I was just like, I mean, it's literally like watching paint dry. Like, literally. I mean, you talk about, like, the slowest paced movie ever. I don't know why that movie had to be 2 hours. Like, I get, like, it was made on, like, $15,000, like, and that's great. And when it, I just, they could have cut out. They probably could have done that movie for like $2,000.
What I will say is the first time I watched it, I was kind of confused. The second time around, I picked up on the story a little more, which there is a story. It's there.
There is.
And it's told through the cartoons as well. Like all the cartoons are the story happening as well, which is like really interesting to me. And I don't know. I appreciate it. But here's my thing about it. The first 2 acts, clear story. Like there's absolutely a story going through there that you can follow. It's all there. I promise. Some people think there isn't a story, but I promise there is. The third act, it starts to get a little like so abstract to the point where I can't follow it anymore. Like that's my issue with it. And I liked it. I appreciated how experimental it was. But the third act gets so far out there. I'm like, I don't know what's happening at this point. And they're like telling you things. There's like title cards that come up on screen that tell you a bunch of random shit. And I'm like, this is all just a bunch of nonsense. Maybe this means something, but there's just not enough in the actual movie to be able to like tell what's going on. And trust me, I'm not spoiling anything. I've said nothing about the actual plot itself. That's just my non-spoiler. That's my non-spoiler review of it.
There's not really much to spoil, for being honest. With that movie, there's not a ton. Like I don't know. I just felt like, it was rough. Like that was. And I've sat through Trolls 2 on several occasions. I've sat through
the kids, I'm assuming? Like, why would you sit through that movie multiple times?
I've sat through a bunch of stuff just to, like, see it. You know, because sometimes you see a movie and you're like, is it really this bad? But I'm also a sucker for, like, B-rated movies. Like, I still need to see The Mean One. I haven't seen that one yet. And I heard The Mean One is terrible.
Same.
I heard it's, like, bad. Which, I mean, what do you expect? It's a Grinch movie. And then Winnie the Pooh, I can't wait for that to come out. But I've heard Winnie the Pooh is better than the Mean One, but not by much. The acting's better. But, I mean, look, I love those kind of movies. I have guilty pleasure for those kind of movies. I was genuinely excited. I was like, oh, man, a horror movie for $15K. I was like, man. And then just plus I was thinking, like, you know, if this could be something, then, like, I wonder what, you know, like Jake could do for 15,000. Like, could he beat that? Could he make it as equivalent? Like, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'd rather watch Red Right Hand 15 times in a row than watch that movie once.
Well, thank you.
That's
so
not
much.
Saying much, Jake. Relax. Okay.
I know. it's something though. It's
I'm just joking.
Oh, dude, I can't like I shouldn't be saying this, which I won't go too far into this, but I can't wait for you to see the pitch. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I'm excited for that too. Yeah.
Wow, like we've been working relentlessly on it, and I'm so excited. But anyways, we'll stick to the Scream talk. So we'll get back to that for the next like 10 minutes or so, and then old Jake's gonna have to call it a stream because I'm going live over on my page at like 7:30ish. Come on by, say hello. We'll talk some more Screams theories there. It'll be fun. But what else are we talking about here in the stream? Is there anything else we want to hit on before we kind of call it quits here?
I mean, there's a lot of direction we could go. But like the Betty Nods, talked about the Betty Nods. We talked about
Did you see the new poster?
Yeah, with that one, yeah. Well, that's the one with the Mackenzie thing, which I think is interesting.
Yes.
And you have like Good Morning Gail Weathers, so you have the Gail Weathers show. You have a little stab. Is that just the stab thing just says stab, right? It doesn't say like stab 10 or anything like that.
It says Stab the Musical, which I think is actually kind of interesting. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that because I was curious your thoughts on that. So we basically hit the one big thing with the Mackenzies. That was interesting. I was like, what the heck's going on there? But the other thing is that it says Stab the Musical on a bunch of places all over here. And if you remember, we got a poster all the way back in December where there was a different musical featured on here called Wrongly Accused the Musical. So I don't know what's going on with that. That has me questioning what's the real musical here? Is there two musicals happening at the same time?
Or maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just like, maybe it's Stab the Musical, but like the subtitle is, Wrongly Accused. And maybe it's a story about both. Maybe they tie it in. I don't know. I mean, how much can we buy into the posters? That's another thing too. You know what I mean? Like,
are they throwing us off? Like,
is it just there? Is it just there just for the sake of it? And they're just using random musical things because it's New York. you know, like, and so they got to have that, and they can't, and they're not going to put like the Lion King on it or something like that because they're not trying to get sued over a poster. So they're gonna just make stuff up on the fly. Very well could just be completely made up nonsense.
Now, do you think that's what Samara Weaving's character could be up to? Like she's dressed up all nice for maybe
on her way
play?
to a musical or a play. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see. I mean, there's got to be a reason, unless she's just sitting at home, at night,
dressed like this.
up.
Yeah, you just hang out in this super nice attire. Hey,
and
man,
that doesn't look like even like professor attire. You know, like yeah, professors, like some professors, like, you know, they'll dress up, but like that's like, you know, that's like, that looks like I'm going to a play, or I'm going to the theater, or I'm going, like, it doesn't look like I'm about to go teach at a you know, a college campus to me. So
so she kind of meets the same fate as Bruce Wayne's parents, essentially.
Yeah, basically. The Joker comes in. Yeah. Joker walks up to her, grabs her. You know, I got these scars.
It's like, oh God.
My father was a
Joker.
ghost face, and he was a bit of a stabber.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be Billy's son, right?
Yeah.
That's totally gonna be the
Billy's son.
Dear God.
What if every movie was just like a Billy relative?
Just a Billy relative.
Like Billy's brother, Billy's uncle, Billy's cousin. We should make, that's what we should do. We should make a string of horror movies, and every horror movie it's a different family member. Like, so make like, you know, whatever, we'll call it, you know, KillJoy Jake, the movie. And it's just like every movie, we make like a series of like 10 films, and every single one of them is like some different, like, it's you know, it's Michael, and then it's like after Michael, oh no, it's not Michael, it's Michael's dad, and then it's like it's Michael's mother, and like every single movie it's somebody else, and then we start getting to like number 8 and 9, and it's like it's Michael's cousin's aunt. Like, yeah, that'd be great.
That would so great. That's the fastest. I'm hearing an echo, by the way. I don't know. Okay, never. That. Step still a little bit. Okay, but that's okay. That to me would be the fastest way to get people to stop watching.
Or people would love it.
People would. I don't know. Hey, you know, maybe
like every time. I mean, because it could be like a meme. Like it could be like a.
It would be a meme. It certainly would be
a running meme. Like, you know.
Oh my God. Stick World series is saying that Scream 7 needs to come out in 2024 to keep the hype and interest going. They can't take a long break like they did with Scream 3. Fate, how do you feel about that?
I agree. If you're gonna keep this party going, keep this party going. You know, I mean, it's got to come out within like a year and a half. Like, you know, like if like, so you got this Scream. If it's not out by like early 2025, then I think you run the risk of losing the hype. That was a big problem with Scream 4 too. Is like they didn't do a ton of marketing. I mean, they did some marketing, but they didn't do a ton of marketing. And it's like nobody had heard of Scream for like 10 years. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, here's a Scream movie. Like, I didn't even know Scream came out, and Scream's my favorite horror franchise. Like, I went to go see another movie and just saw it was playing, and I was like, what? Like, I was like, when did I didn't hear nothing, I didn't see any like advertising, nothing. And that was a big problem. So like by the time Scream 4 came out, nobody cared anymore. Right? Like, so it's like that was the issue. And then same thing with Scream 3. Like Scream 1 and 2 were great. They had great box office, great everything. And then they had this like, you know, what was it? 4-year hiatus or 2-year hiatus, 2.5-year hiatus, whatever it was. And it kind of like ruined the momentum. So they got to, but I mean, there was also a million other things wrong with Scream 3, but nonetheless.
Yeah, they had a lot of production issues too,
in
all fairness.
Yeah. So I imagine this will go a little straightforward. They were able to pull out Scream 6 in like less than a year. So I am, or a little over a year. So my guess is that they'll do this, like, it'll be the same thing. It'll either be like late 2024 or like very early 2025, you know, like January or February 2025, or it'll be like October 2024, which I wouldn't mind. And they wouldn't be competing with anything in October. Like, you have no more Halloweens.
Well,
you'd have The Exorcist coming out, but I don't know how many people are going to be like, yay, like I'm going to
over Scream. Yeah, no one's going to care about. Yeah.
I don't think you'll have much competition there. And next year, like, what else is coming out? There's like the Insidious movie, but that doesn't come out in October, right? That comes out in November.
No, it comes out this year in July.
Oh, it doesn't come out this year? I thought
Yeah.
I thought it came out next year.
I'm pretty sure they're done with Insidious after this, which makes me kind of sad because I like that's just one of those like it's not the best horror franchise ever, but they're just very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, they're fun.
I love them.
Movies.
They're fun movies.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. I think this is gonna probably be the send off for the series, but I'm excited for it come July. But yeah, no, I kind of agree with you with the fall release date. I think Scream 7 October, big horror movie hits. That would be cool. Honestly, another thing though too, and this isn't announced, but I would love another Saw film after Saw X comes out later this year. Is that too much to ask? Like, is it getting too convoluted at this point? Probably. But I want to see another. I want to see some more.
I mean, as long as they're good, like that's the thing. As long as they're good movies, like I said, I mean, Saw. I mean, it had its like first whatever 3 movies that were like generally like, oh, these were really good, and then it had like its bad movies, and then 6 was like, oh, like here we go, like. All right, we're back in it, and then like 7 was like kind of like okay.
7,
like some people really like 7, but it wasn't generally like, oh, that was like
okay. I have a whole rant about 7. I'm so sorry. Real quickly, I just want to go on a rant about this because we do got to end the stream. But Saw 7 is super underrated in my opinion. The traps are fucking trash. Like they're terrible. Every single one of them has some kind of like easy way you could get out of it if you don't mutilate yourself, and nobody figures it out, and it's so frustrating. I'll give you that. Listen, that sucks about Saw 7. 100% can't argue with that. One of the best traps in the movie too is a dream, which sucks. Yeah. But the story of Saw 7 is so good and so well written. I don't know, like it's such a shame that they fucked up the traps in that movie, in my opinion. Like there's something that happens in Saw 6 that comes back and like gets concluded in Saw 7 that is like mind blowing in my opinion. I fucking love it. I watched all those movies like in order recently, and I was just like blown away by how good the story is. And I've never watched them in sequential order. Like I've just like put on a random one at times, when I was like, oh yeah, when I got some time, I'll watch it or whatever. Dude, Saw 7 is so underrated. I don't know, man.
Saw 7 is the 3D one too, right?
Yeah. I'm a huge, I don't know, me personally, like 6 and 7 are like my favorite Saw movies now. I can't explain it. I know it's ridiculous. The storylines are pretty crazy, but man, I fuck with it. I fuck with it big time. All right, I'm gonna shut the hell up. I know, yeah, and I know it's not the best. I don't care. I like the story. Fight me. But we are gonna sign off. Before we do that, of course, though, Jake decided. Let me ask you: do you have anything going on in the future here?
I mean, I am the future, but no.
I am the future.
I am the future. Outside of that, just typical videos over here on my personal channel. Fate decided. As you can see by my background, or subscribe to my new channel, Jake decided. No, I'm going to start
a new channel.
I know channel, just Jake decided to.
Just deep fake my face.
That would be great. It would be great. But the usual stuff over here. If you're into sports, go subscribe to my sports channel. Other than that, hanging out, chilling, vibing.
Hell yeah, man! Good stuff.
What
good
about
stuff.
you, Jake?
I'm streaming at 7:35. Like I said, come on over. We're gonna talk Scream and maybe some other horror topics as well. So come stop by. We'll BS about some stuff. It's gonna be great. I will say also, please subscribe to Movie Smoothie. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who. Excuse me. Fuck, I got hiccups all of a sudden now. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to that page. I really appreciate you guys helping me get monetized. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I guess that's it for the collective. So thanks for stopping by. We'll be live again next Friday, right? Or yeah. Are we still doing Mondays? Are we still doing Mondays? Okay, we are still doing Mondays for now.
We'll be there Monday. For now. And be sure we're going to start getting clips up. So make sure you check out those clips. It really will help us a lot because, like I said, we need to grow this channel faster. The Monday shows will still be your guys' show. So the Monday show will still, that'll still be for all of you to answer your questions, all of that stuff. But Friday, we're going to make it more structured. We're going to have like actual segments where we kind of finish our thoughts without like interacting. And then we'll take time to answer all the super chats and everything like that. And then we'll jump into our next segment and then just keep repeating that process. So just so you guys all are aware for Fridays, because we need to kind of change the formula here a little bit. And we don't want to stop doing the Lethal Collective, but it has to make sense, you know. So,
yeah, we want to keep doing this page, and we just gotta start growing a little more if that's gonna start to make sense or not. So hopefully we can do that, because I'd love to keep streaming with y'all. Y'all are the best.
Yeah.
So cool, good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Sorry this is a very long-winded outro, and as always, the collective has spoken. Peace.